Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an updated what's on my iPhone video. I've made a few of these in the past and I feel like they're still really popular, so I wanted to do an updated version. That being said, I don't think my phone has actually changed that much, especially since probably the last one I put out was maybe like a year ago. So I'm not sure there's going to be major changes to my phone, but I obviously have a new phone and a couple differences in the apps that I keep and just all my essential items that I like to keep on my phone. So I think it's always fun to go through the organization and kind of look at how I keep my home screen and all the different apps that I use regularly. So I'm going to screen record, go through all of my phone, all the different folders and apps that I use, and I'll put it over here on the screen and kind of walk through everything. So I do have the iPhone 15 Pro. I got this soon after it came out, so last year, I guess. I have the like silver, I think it's called natural. It's kind of like almost in between a silver and a gold. It might look a little more gold right now because I just have a clear case on it that these obviously get pretty dirty, but I haven't bought a new one. But this is a look at the phone itself. I love this color actually. I think I was in between getting white just because that's something that I thought that I would want better, but actually seeing this in person, I really liked it. I've always had the gold iPhones, so I was kind of disappointed they didn't have like a true gold this time around, but I really like this metal finish and the color's really nice. So I do keep, like I said, a clear case on it most of the time because I do like to see the phone through the case, although I should replace it because again it's getting a little bit dirty. And I believe this is running iOS 17 currently, so there might have been some changes in like the operating system since my last video, but we all keep up with, you know, the Apple updates. So I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the side and have my screen recording. So here's a look at my home screen, and I'm pretty sure I have the same wallpaper that I've had for years, and definitely in the past video. I've just never changed it and I just like it. It's kind of like a neutral stone marble look that I'm sure I got off like Pinterest. And I have this on my lock screen as well. So I like to carry the same wallpaper throughout, and as you see I don't really change it up. It just works for me. I like to keep everything sleek and minimal, and every time I get a new phone I just kind of copy the whole phone onto the new phone, so that's why everything is usually the same. I do have a widget at the top with a photo of us from our wedding. It's just like one of our film photos, and I should probably change that out more often just to see something new sometimes, but like I said, I just never really do, and I do love that photo, so I think it's cute to have at the top of my phone. I do have the bigger square widget here that has the date, and I use Widgetsmith to have those kind of like different looking widgets on the home screen. So I love the look of that, just having a simple date. Although I have the calendar to the right of it, I like having it bigger right there. And you can customize the colors and the text, of course, but this is like a separate app as well, but there's like a bunch of different things you can do. I actually haven't looked at this in a while. It seems like there's some new stuff. And then I have Safari and Calendar at the top, my email app, my social folder that has a few different things. I have a few pages of social actually. So Facebook, Google Calendar, X, Google Photos, Messenger, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram. So these are a lot of the ones that I'm using regularly. I also have TikTok, which I also use regularly. So I don't know why I'm saying it's only the first page. It's definitely not. Followers, that's like a follower checker for Instagram. I actually feel like that's like broken or I'm kicked out of it or something. Pinterest, Google Docs, Google Drive, and Google Sheets. So I use those a lot for, of course, different documents, and everything that I do is on Google. That's like my lifeline. As you saw, like my photos, everything, my Gmail account, I do everything interconnected with Google, more so than Apple. LinkedIn, YouTube Studio, and then on the last page I have TimeHop, Like to Know It, both the creator app and the regular one. So that's where I go to link products, and if I post like images I can link certain clothing items or things that I'm trying to promote. I can put that on Like to Know It, and then also that's where I can view other people's Like to Know It's. I don't use it that often, but I'd like to get more into it and use it a little bit more. Be Real I've gotten into this year. I have like 5 people on it, but it's fun to me. And Goodreads I downloaded somewhat recently. It's just an app you can keep track of books you've read, books you want to read. So these are books that I've recently read and like the rating that I wanted to give them, and then things on like my TBR. I have one friend, my cousin, so we like to just keep track of the books that we're reading, but I want to start following some more people. And here's a look at my Instagram. I definitely like to keep somewhat of like a cohesive theme. I love editing photos, taking photos, so I take a pride in my Instagram. It definitely could be better. I'm always like trying to kind of switch it up and do something new based on like all the inspiration photos I see, but it's definitely in the works. I feel like I could take some better like outfit pictures, and I would love to be a little more kind of like fashion focused on my Instagram, but I also like to incorporate life and of course pictures of me and John, and I do love just kind of keeping everything aesthetic. It's like fun for me. So I try my best. Also my Pinterest I take great pride in. I wish I incorporated a lot more of these ideas like into my life. Of course, like inspiration photos, recipes, home stuff, fashion and beauty. I have a few different boards but this is a look at kind of like my mood board. I always find like nail inspiration on Pinterest. Definitely love it for home and fashion. That's like my main things that I like to pin, but this whole board, all of my pins, is just like encompasses what I want my life to look like. So I love Pinterest. I need to use it more often and actually, again, kind of like take real inspiration from these and start trying some things. But I love Pinterest as well. After my social folder, I have my app store, notes, weather, clock, maps, and then I have a utilities folder that just has kind of some random apps that don't really belong in a different place. FaceTime and settings. So in my utilities, I just have the measuring tool, which I really like using this. I think it's pretty accurate. So I've used that multiple times actually. The health app, which I don't actually use that often because I have like the watch fitness app. Voice memos, I use those sometimes, especially if I'm doing like a voiceover for a video. Calculator, find my friends, contacts, wallet, again that Apple Watch, fitness app, Google Earth, which I actually use a lot too. If I'm like going somewhere new or I need to figure out where something is. Google Earth, I love just like jumping into the street view and like figuring my life out. If I have to like park somewhere, I love using Google Earth actually. Adobe Scan, that's just great for like scanning documents. You can sign things, so that's just kind of like a handy app that I've used in the past. Flow app, Bible app. I love this Bible app. I've had it for years, I think since middle school on like my iPod Touch. But it gives you like verses of the day and you can just look up any version. Compass, I obviously don't use that much, but I guess that's good to have. Files, I sometimes have things downloaded from the internet or Google and it like uses that app to like share things. Bitmoji, don't really use the app itself. I think you need that to have like your Bitmoji linked to other places. The watch app, and then I also have Uber and Lyft. Widgetsmith is the app I was talking about where you can add the different photo apps. It looks like, again, they have some new things, so I might have to check that out. We have the app for our gym, and then Wise is like a camera app that we use to spy on our dogs. So we have a like puppy cam that we keep downstairs, and just when we're out and about, we like to check up on him. So that is the app for that. USA is for our car insurance. It just kind of like tracks your behavior in the car and like if you're picking up your phone, and it like helps our score. Yuka is the app where you can like scan products and see how they rank on I think a scale of 100 of like how good they are for you. It tells you about like additives. I might have like some history in here I can see. So see, we were trying to figure out like if they had opinions on dog food, which they didn't, but there's a couple different things that you can see if something's like poor. Obviously a lot of things are bad when it comes to like groceries and stuff. But it even does like cosmetics. I was checking out like some chapsticks that I use and they're like 100 out of 100. You can just see kind of and compare different products and food items, skincare, health. It's really cool to see exactly like what is a harmful ingredient and what's not. And then just giving you that overall score helps you kind of visualize what you maybe should choose over a different brand or a different product in general. And the last app is Journal, which I think they added to like the iPhone in the last update, and I haven't used it yet, but I wanted to keep it because I thought it was kind of a good idea. I haven't set it up, but it looks like you can just like add journal entries, which I think would be fun if I actually got around to doing it, and I haven't. And like I said, after utilities, I have FaceTime and settings. My bottom dock is camera, photos, phone, and messages, which that's like always been the case, and I've never switched that up. It's just all my essential things at the bottom that I use and can get to quickly. At the top, on my second page, I have a widget for batteries, which also, again, never changed that, but it has my phone battery, my watch. If I'm using my AirPods, it tells me that too. I have my photo video app first, so this is a bunch of editing apps and things that I use to edit photos, obviously in video. Lens Buddy is great because it's like a timer camera app, but it takes like multiple photos at once. So if I set something up on a tripod or I'm like taking pictures of me and John with like no one else there, I like to use that, and then it can just take a bunch of photos at once and you get to pick your favorite. iMovie I don't really use, but it's there. I've like quickly cut up some clips in there before, but now we have like CapCut and TikTok, so I kind of don't need that. Fonto is a cool app. I use this for my thumbnails. So if you had, let's say this was a picture, you would import it and then you can add the text. So I would say like whatever the title of the video is, and you can easily size it, move it around. It has like simple shortcuts to kind of like center things. And this is the font that I always use, and just kind of like the style saves every single time. So I can just quickly add text onto images with this app. Visco, I don't really post on there anymore, but I do like using it sometimes for like a quick edit, especially on my like Instagram story posts. Sometimes I like to put a little tiny bit of, I think it's A4, it's kind of like the brown warm hued filter. I love just doing a little bit of A4 sometimes. And I don't always use it for like my regular feed photos, but I do like having Visco because I think those filters will like never go out of style really. Lightroom is where I do the majority of editing for my photos. As you'll see, I have a few saved in here. Sometimes I delete them, sometimes I don't. So I kind of have just like a random archive of pictures I've edited in the past. You'll see here I kind of just do a slight edit on all of my images. It's kind of just the same little warm hue. And I just copy that over and over onto all of my different photos, and I always make like slight adjustments, but I like to keep it pretty neutral and minimal. I think it just adds something to make everything a little more cohesive and matching, but again, pretty subtle. That is how I use Lightroom. that's like a organizing your feed app, which I think I talked about this in the last video. I never use it. I don't know why I still have the app. Image Edge is how I can control my camera that I film videos with. I can kind of like link to it and preview the screen. PicsArt is another great editing app. It has more kind of like Photoshop capabilities, so you can like clone things, kind of move things around, add stickers and like different effects and stuff. Here's just like a random picture I posted recently. So it does have like regular adjustment capabilities. You can just do like brightness and contrast, but it also has like I said, a cloning tool. If you need to like get something out of the background, you can do that. And I really love this for just like specific touch-ups. It has like some retouching if you need to smooth, has more like face-tuney things, and then again just like random effects that I don't really use, but if you need to like blur something, they have some like more artistic kind of like filter. A lot of them are with like the premium account, but I really just use this for like specific touch-ups and stuff. Cam, I don't ever use that anymore. That's another one that I should probably just get rid of. It had like some dust overlays and like timestamps. If I ever need to timestamp something, that's a good one for that. It puts like the vintage looking like date in the corner. And on the second page I have Snapfish, which is a place that I order physical like picture prints from sometimes, which I'm due to do that again. I need to like kind of archive a bunch of photos from past year, a couple years, and I like to actually physically print photos, like some of my top pictures from the past few months or the years. So I do like having physical prints, and I keep them all in like a photo box, so I feel like that's just a great way to look back on memories and actually prioritizing printing pictures, because I know that that's something that we don't always do in today's day and age. So Snapfish is a good app for that. Also you can just do like Walgreens or CVS, but this is just a random kind of photo print place that I've used. CapCut, obviously, to edit TikTok style videos. I've been using that more recently, and I recently downloaded the Teza app. I don't use it regularly at all. I know a lot of people do. It's like some great kind of like vintage film looking filters, and then also just kind of like grain and I think texture adjustments. So I might get into more of that and kind of see what they have to offer, but I'm typically using Lightroom to edit my photos. Next in my music and TV folder, I have my Spotify. I use Spotify instead of Apple Music, Netflix, Pandora, Shazam, and the Nintendo Switch app. So obviously that's just like my streaming at the top, and then Shazam is where you can figure out a song that's playing. It'll listen and tell you the song. I think you can actually do that through like Google now, but I always use Shazam, and it's a way I can just look back on all the songs that I wanted to hear. The Nintendo Switch online app, that's just where you can like talk in like a voice group, so we play with my cousins sometimes, and we all just get on the app and can talk to each other. My next folder is called Shopping and Places. I think I used to just have it called Shopping, but I've added a couple more things, so I figured that was a better name for it. I just have apps for all the different places that I obviously shop, like rewards programs, stores, food. The first one here is Bar Taco. That's one of our favorite restaurants in Tampa. We're able to add our name to the wait list with that app. Amazon, Sephora, Starbucks, my favorite rewards program. I'm definitely getting my stars worth. I think I have like a ton right now, and I just got a free coffee yesterday, so I think I have like 472 stars. So it's like 4 free drinks. So I do love the Starbucks app. I'm always racking up points there. Chick-fil-A, in the same way, we eat that quite a lot. It's like our favorite fast food, so we love to get their rewards. I bought it as like a couponing app for like after the fact. You can go and add items that you bought at the store, and then you scan your receipt and get cash back for that. Venmo, Etsy, which I don't really use, but I used to have an Etsy store with like Lightroom presets, and I'm thinking of using it again, kind of doing some design items that I can have an Etsy shop for, but haven't gotten to that yet. I'm never really like browsing items on Etsy, but it's nice if I do find something, it'll always like link me to the app, so I haven't deleted it yet. Target app, another great rewards program, and we shop there all of the time. PayPal, Kobe Rewards, that's like our local hibachi grill, so we get like birthday rewards through them. We have like an account number and stuff. Dunkin', also one we use pretty frequently. Fetch is a great app where you can just like scan any receipt, no matter where you go, you can just scan the whole thing and you get like points back that goes into this bank that you can redeem for gift cards. So it's really just like cash back from anywhere, and then you use it to buy gift cards for different places. So I always saw like promotions for this from like influencers and stuff, and I was like, why don't I just download it and see? So I think I have like 50,000 points that I can redeem for like $40 somewhere. It's a pretty great cashback option there. Chipotle is another place that we're eating all the time, so we can use this to order ahead and also get our points. Foxtail Coffee is our favorite local coffee shop, so we also have their rewards program. My banking app, and then at Crumble, we kind of go in and out of going there pretty often, but it's always fun to check the menu. We haven't gone in a while, but there's a while that we were checking this like every week and wanting to go. So I haven't seen it lately. It's fun to just see kind of what they're offering this week. So it's actually looks really good. Churro, blueberry muffin, peanut butter munch. Okay, now I have an idea to maybe get Crumble. Jersey Mike's, we only just started recently eating there. I had never had it, and I just had it like this past year. And we're like obsessed, so we're getting it all the time now, and I like to get, of course, rewards back. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, I have all of those at the top on the next page. My Realtor.com app, if I'm ever just randomly wanting to look at houses or anything that I'm like looking up, I can do like address-wise, I can use the app. TJ Maxx app, I have it the credit card, so that's a way that I can access my rewards that I'm getting back and also just pay my bill. Ticketmaster, and then I have the T-Mobile app. Against my better judgment, we switched to T-Mobile from Verizon. It's fine. It's like kind of, I would say, similar. I was always tried and true Verizon. And I made this folder become the shopping/places app because I have the apps for both Busch Gardens and Disney World. We've always had Busch Gardens passes since like college, high school. But I never had the app for it, so it's just a way you can check some things like information about the park and what's going on that day. Disney World, we just got our Disney passes this year, so we're really excited. We've been going pretty often, and this is just the best way to check wait times, and again, just all the general park information. Anytime we go to Disney, I'm like all in this app doing a bunch of stuff. You can join the queue for certain lines and stuff. You can check the hours for parks, and it's just very helpful. So I have my little icon, which is Belle, and we can just link our passes to this and keep everything organized. For work, I just have Zoom, Outlook, Teams. This is the parking app for around my work, which I actually don't need because I have a parking pass. But this Park Mobile is just parking around Tampa and St. Pete, so I just keep it in the work folder. OneDrive, which is where we have all our files, and Duo Mobile is just like a two-factor authentication app, so when I'm like logging in to work somewhere else, I have to verify it here. So pretty short and simple for my work apps. And then I have the same games that I've had for years, and I don't think I've played them probably since the last time I made this video. But Crossy Road, 2048, Dots, Minesweeper. Oh, and I do have the Animal Crossing app now, which is just like a guide of things about Animal Crossing because I've been playing it a lot recently. When I first got it, I played it a lot. And then I feel like everyone played it heavily in like 2020, but I'm kind of back in playing Animal Crossing almost every day, and my sister and cousins do the same thing, so we kind of all play together, and this is just where I can keep track of all of that stuff, look things up. And again, I have these just in case, but I'm not often playing the games on my phone at all, but that's why I just keep a few in case I need them. And that is actually everything on both pages of my phone. I only have two, so as you see, I like to keep everything pretty condensed. I love using the folders. I hate having a bunch of apps kind of like all scattered around. So this is how I like to organize it, and I've always done it that way. That was my full update of what's currently on my iPhone for 2024. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.